there will be an explanation at every turn and a scapegoat. But if you hate Mr. Beast, what I'm about to show you will seem unethical and like a clear abuse of fame for money. So already this story is difficult, but I want to make you aware of two more things which matter. First, I have gone to Mr. Beast's team to try to fact check the story extensively, and they declined to fact check or comment on my many questions. Instead, they gave me a statement which we will get to. Secondly, I have a bit of history with Mr. Beast. I interviewed and spoke positively about him in the past, but also his new co-founder is suing me, and his other co-founder threatened to sue me. So you can make of that what you will. As always, I just want to let you know where I'm coming from, and I've tried to get all sides of the story. We're going to start with the major allegations against Mr. Beast and build on those. They come from two sources. Firstly, an investigation by Soma XBT, which claims Mr. Beast made
asking myself because it's easier when
perfect.
I ask direct, and I know Christy, so
yeah.
But I was like, it's nicer when there's. I told my team too. I was like, it's so much nicer when there's like a personal connection,
for sure,
and someone really feels comfortable rather than it's like a PR thing.
No, it was so perfect. Like when I think back to it, I'm like, that was me just trusting the universe and not pushing for anything, and I knew it was going to kind of happen when it was supposed to, and it literally did.
And it did,
so
yeah.
You felt it too.
Yeah, I did. That means a lot to me. Yeah,
right.
and I hope that this is the start of spending more time together. Genuinely.
Me too.
Yeah, off camera too.
I would love that because, like, I think also, I don't know, like I admire people like you. I admire like, you know, the Michael Polans and Michael Singers and Wim Hofs of the world. And I feel like you fit in that category for me of just people that are, because, you know, I know a little bit about your story. I'd like to actually know more, which would be really cool to actually, I know we're obviously not here for that exactly. But for me, just personally, like I'd love to know more of your story. I know that
in your dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
Stevie Nicks.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me.
Celine Dion.
Where troubles met like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me.
Snow White.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.
Siri.
Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then oh why can't I?
He was 31, which was already a little strange right off the bat. Regardless, both of them were already fairly successful as artists. Jay-Z had multiple successful albums out, had hit the Billboard charts a few times, and had also worked with artists like Mariah Carey, Biggie, and Kanye. He also created his record label, Rockefeller Records. Around the same time, Beyonce was coming up with Destiny's Child, and they also had their fair share of chart-topping hits. And despite the crazy amount of success that they already had, as I'm sure most of you guys know, they went on to become some of the biggest artists ever. With Jay-Z becoming a huge music mogul aside from his personal success as an artist, I mean, Jay-Z's been called the greatest rapper of all time by multiple publications, and Beyonce has been named one of the greatest vocalists and entertainers of all time as well. So these two were destined to become a power couple, and that's exactly what they became. The two have collaborated on multiple songs over the years, which helped both of their careers. Jay-Z has released iconic albums like The Blueprint and 444. He's also had many successful business ventures over the years, with his company
and that is in the futures division as well. You probably already know who it is. If you don't know, you're going to get to know. We're going to go through his exact strategy that he used to be able to achieve those incredible results on the world stage. It is the one and only Fabio Valentino.
Thank you for hosting me, Ritz. And today we will go deep dive in the model that I used in the World Trading Champion. I made some videos about it, but I keep the source for this podcast. And before starting to explain how the model works, we need to explain what's the misconception about market structure in the market. So I will just start drawing it and explain what 90% of traders do and why 90% of traders lose money. So let's start with...
I think that'll be helpful. Yeah.
But one of the most interesting is you went around the city and asked people why they may have voted for Trump. And you got a range of answers. And then you talk to them further, and some of them resolve the conversation by saying, I'll vote for you. What's your overall impression of why so many New Yorkers voted for Trump? And why would they abandon them, in a sense, ideologically, and vote for a guy from the DSA?
You know, I specifically went to two of the neighborhoods that had the largest swings towards Trump. Some of the largest swings were taking place in the hearts of immigrant New York. And I went to Fordham Road in the Bronx. I went to Hillside Avenue in Queens. And I wanted to ask New Yorkers a question and to listen to them. And when you ask a New Yorker an open-ended question, you do not know where it will take them. And what I was struck by,
Schultz absolutely tearing into Trump after playing the clip from the press conference last week where the president acted all surprised that people were still talking about Epstein and told them to just forget about it.
That is, like, in all seriousness, that is, I think, what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously, the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously, the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building day one.
Day one.
That bitch still standing.
And then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, listen, do you think if I had it, I wouldn't share it with you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do believe that 100%.
You know, it wasn't just him on the podcast saying this.
Now they're saying nothing happened. So one of two things, in my mind, is it possible. One, you're covering it up. Or two, nothing really happened and you exploited the rape of thousands of children to get your man elected.
What was the fallout of all of that?
Well, it's interesting you say the expert thing, because I literally was asked to do it 24 hours beforehand. So I had like the least amount of preparation going into it. And I was okay with that because I'd listened to Billy Carson. Well, and I listened to the stuff he'd said. So I knew enough about the ways that he'd articulated things about the ancient Near East and the Bible and Christianity to know enough that his level is pretty surface. But the fallout was that not only did he not want us to release the conversation, but then he started throwing out cease and desist letters. And then he started, trying to sue people. So, I mean, I was never worried because I'm a Canadian, and anybody who's tried to sue internationally knows that.
Good luck.
Yeah, right. Yeah. As far as I understand it, he would have had to file a claim in a Canadian court